Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please continue eating, but I want to make sure that I get you out of here at a decent hour, and we've got a lot of things to talk about. So welcome to the 116th annual meeting for the Greater Beaumont Chamber of Commerce. My name is Bill Allen, and I'm the president and CEO of the Chamber. At this time, and I told you to keep eating, but I'm going to ask you to stop. Could you please rise as the 842nd Transportation Battalion posts the colors and then remain standing and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, I ask that Dr. Nathan Cawthon, Senior Pastor from Calvary Baptist Church, come to the stage and offer the invocation.
Spoken in a lot of places, but never in one where the stairwell was so cleverly hidden. It's good to see all of you tonight. Thank you for being here. Would you join me, please, in a word of prayer? Father, we thank you for this evening. Thank you for this special and wonderful occasion. Father, we thank you for those that we have come to honor. We thank you for their impact upon our lives and upon our beloved Southeast Texas. We thank you for the simplest of graces and the greatest of blessings, from just another day of life to the offer of free and full forgiveness apart from what we've done. Father, we ask you tonight to cause the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts to be acceptable in your sight, for you are our rock and our Redeemer. Lord, we ask your richest blessing upon these proceedings, and we pray it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Cawthon. I feel that I have to deviate from the script just a little bit right now and let those of you who are not aware that the Astros won 4-1. I didn't hear any boos there, so that's good. That's very good. So we're especially pleased to have so many honored guests with us tonight. I ask that you withhold your applause until everyone has been introduced. So representing Congressman Randy Weber, Blake Hopper. Representing Texas Senator Brandon Creighton, Ivan Canellis, and Cole Mishlock. Texas Senator Carl Parker. Beaumont Mayor Becky Ames. And City Councilors W.L. Pate, Randy Felshaw, Taylor Neal, Mike Getz, and Robin Mouton. Jefferson County Judge Jeff Brannick. Judge Carl Griffin. Jefferson County Commissioner Bo Alfred. We have Judge Mitch Templeton with us tonight. We also have Port Director Chris Fisher and Commissioners Louis Broussard, Pat Anderson, and Bill Darling. We have BISD Superintendent Dr. Shannon Allen, and board members Angela Corbin Branford, Denise Wallace Spooner, Thomas Segee. Thank you all for coming. So, last year I asked for a little audience participation. I'm going to ask for it again this year, but a different kind. Our staff is in the back corner back there. Could you all please stand? Come on. And remain standing, because I would like you to help me sing Happy Birthday to Carol Lee Thompson. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carol Lee. Happy birthday to you. Now, I definitely could use some help on the way out of here, because I know she's going to find me. I hope you had a chance to see the list of all of our sponsors that were running on the screens during dinner and prior to. In addition, to look at the long list of members who have had major anniversaries as members of the Chamber this year. And I want to thank you all for your support. How about a hand for all of them? Okay. Next, I'd like to welcome Monique Theory, Executive Director, Southwest and South Central Region from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, to the stage to present a special award.
Thank you, Bill, and it is an honor to have you now as an official Texan. So Bill and I go back a little bit, and I was really pleased to hear that he was coming closer to home for me and to all of you, so you are in wonderful hands with him. It is a distinct honor and privilege for me to be here with all of you this evening to present a very special award to the Beaumont Chamber of Commerce. The Beaumont Chamber of Commerce, as many of you have known and will remember, was accredited with 5 stars several years ago, the top honor of being a Chamber of Commerce executive in the country. And to achieve accreditation, chambers must perform an intensive self-evaluation process in 9 key areas. And much like the accreditation for educational and medical institutions, the distinction signifies that the Beaumont Chamber has once again achieved the highest standard of performances allowed. So not only has your chamber successfully achieved these accomplishments, but they have exceeded beyond the basic requirements once again to be recognized as a 5-star accredited chamber. This is a distinction that only 125 chambers of commerce have achieved. And being reaccredited at the 5-star level says a great deal about an organization. It shows that it is eager to grow. It shows it is eager to represent its community and promote sound business practices. It signifies leadership and outstanding contributions. And so when you think of accreditation, for all of these chambers that have achieved it, it underscores a chamber's commitment to advancing their united interest in their communities. The accreditation program has been around in existence since 1964. And when you think that there are over 7,000 chambers in the country and currently only 200 and what did I tell you, 14, that have actually achieved the accreditation designation. There are only 39 chambers in Texas, and there are over 500, and only 39 of those have actually achieved accreditation, and only 17 in Texas have achieved 5-star status. So on behalf of the U.S. Chamber, it is my honor once again to present this award to you, the Beaumont Chamber and Bill Allen, for their 5-star accreditation. And I hope this honor will continue to serve and stimulate the community in which you serve.
Thanks, Monique. It's really been great reconnecting with you again, too, and look forward to another 5 years and another 5 stars coming up as soon as we're eligible. This time, I'm pleased to invite Pat Anderson to the stage. Pat?
Okay. I can't see it, the lights are blinding, but anyway, Bill went off a little bit of script there, so I'm going to start off by saying howdy. Howdy. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. 2019 was an eventful year. Tonight we celebrate the Chamber's accomplishments and important events over the past year. We have prepared a short video for you with some of the highlights. And just remember, we couldn't do this without each of you out there, so thank you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the incoming chairman of the board, Gary Chalk.
Thank you, Pat. As my first official act as chairman, it is my pleasure to present you with a small token of our appreciation for your service during this past year. We gratefully acknowledge your willingness to serve the Chamber during this important time. The video we have just seen illustrates just a few of the accomplishments realized during your term of office.
So I was just thinking when that video was going, gosh, I love it when IT comes together. But, oh well, we'll work on it. So, I'm really, really pleased in having the privilege of introducing tonight's speaker, Lieutenant General, recently retired, Gwen Bingham. Her career highlights and accomplishments are in your program, and they are very impressive. Now, since I've several times bungled military terms, I'd rather speak personally about Gwen. I met her first when she was assigned as the commanding general at White Sands Missile Range, and while I was leading the chamber in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And right away, it was really apparent that she understood the importance of working with the community to support her soldiers and contractors. And to frame things a little bit for you all, the military in Las Cruces is like the petrochemical industry here. It is the #1 driver of the economy. So we had such a good relationship. In fact, the chamber had one day of its Leadership Las Cruces program and one day of its junior leadership program on her base every year. Very, very generous of her time. I'll tell you a little quick personal story. One night, one time, I guess I would say, she invited me, actually I think she invited my kids, to a missile firing up on the base. It was on a Friday night, I think it somewhere between 11 and midnight when they actually fired off the missile. We had to get up there probably by 7 o'clock at night because they closed down the road coming into the base for safety reasons. So think about it, 4 hours, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and major boredom. So while she's working, and this was a really big test for her, she made sure she took the time out of the evening to stop by and talk to the kids and talk about the night and what they were going to see. And I think that kind of changed things around a little bit for them. As I recall, we were probably about a quarter mile from the launch site, and I still remember to this day how when the rocket fired, how it shook the ground, it shook your chest, and the kids' eyes just got huge. They weren't bored any longer. Actually, they wanted to come back for more. And again, after it was all over, she took the time to come back and talk to the kids while she was still working. So, super generous and with her time, and she got it. When she was reassigned to TACOM, which is in Michigan, I remember we had a going away party for her, and she kind of dragged me off to the side and said, "You got to tell me what to do when I'm in Michigan, because I'm probably only going to be there for 18 months or so, and you're from there, so you can tell me." So I gave her and her husband PJ a list, and I still to this day don't know if you made it to all those places, but I think it was a pretty good list for you to check out Michigan. So last time I saw her live, and we corresponded a lot digitally, I took the time to drive 2.5 hours downstate in Michigan to her change of command ceremony, where she was ultimately assigned to the Pentagon, which was her last assignment before she retired. And I guess as consistent as she is, she spent a ton of time talking to me after the ceremony when there were a ton of soldiers and a ton of important people waiting to talk to her and wish her well on her new assignment, but she took the time. And I really appreciate that. And we were kind of a working relationship, but we're definitely a friendship. And so she's going to come up here. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear "Roll Tide" tonight and try not to hold that against her. So please help me welcome my friend Gwen Bingham to the stage.
Well, good evening, everyone. How are you? Feeling good? And I really wasn't going to say anything about my university because I know how close I am to Louisiana. To all of the distinguished guests as have been enumerated this evening, and to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my privilege to be here with you this evening. And to my friend Bill, thank you so much for that very warm and gracious introduction. I tell you, I was so excited when Bill extended the invitation for me to come and share a few remarks with you this evening. I had the good fortune, as he mentioned, to meet him first as a commanding general of White Sands, as he mentioned before. And Bill, it's hard to believe that's been over 7 years ago. But my, how time flies when you're having fun. And indeed, we truly covered a lot of good ground together, he and I at the base and him at Las Cruces in New Mexico. I have absolutely no doubt that as your president of the Greater Beaumont Chamber of Commerce, that he is still making a positive and profound difference every single day, just as he did for us in New Mexico. And speaking of this Chamber of Commerce, wow, 5-star accreditation. Let's give them another round of applause. That is absolutely a superb accomplishment. Thank you, each and every one of you, for all of what you do in service to your community. I'm happy tonight to also be joined by my husband, Dr. Patrick Bingham, of near 36 years. He and I are settling into our new environment, not far from here, Austin, Texas, in life after active duty Army. And I think I can speak for the both of us in saying that we truly are enjoying each other's company immensely. It's been only 46 days though, and so, honey, I love you. I call him my round-headed man from South Carolina, but truly he swept me off my feet. It feels great to be in the Army or as a soldier for life now. I came into the Army for 4 years and not a day longer, and now 38 years later. It has truly been a wonderful journey, and I'm grateful for all of it. Let me first extend my sincere congratulations to all of the award recipients and honorees who will be enumerated tonight. Thank you for all of what you do in service to your team, the Greater Beaumont area, and our nation's citizens. To the Sabine Neches Navigation District team, you have made us all so proud tonight, and without a doubt, your commitment, your collaboration, and your teamwork have enabled tremendous success, not only for your own team, but for this greater region, our country, and the global partners who will benefit immensely from your tremendous vision. Most assuredly, you are one of the key reasons why we celebrate tonight. And to that end, I want to speak briefly using the theme, a celebration of commitment, collaboration, and teamwork. A celebration of commitment, collaboration, and teamwork. Webster's Dictionary defines commitment as the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. Collaboration is defined as the act of working with someone or multiple people to produce or create something. Teamwork, that's surely one of my favorite. It's the combined action of a group of people, especially when effective and efficient. I love to use the word team. Together, everyone achieves more. For 38 years in the Army, I learned about the value of working together as a team. We are the best military on the planet as a result of teamwork, and then some. Indeed, tonight, we honor the commitment, collaboration, and teamwork of those leaders and individuals who had a vision and persevered despite challenges and setbacks, big and small. Our honorees could have easily folded and quit, were it not for their own commitment, collaboration, and teamwork. And we are so grateful they stuck with it. Now, having worked with several community chambers of commerce, I know full well how relevant and value-added this chamber is to this town, the city, and communities that you support. My first experience working directly with chambers of commerce came about 14 years ago. And at that time, I was the garrison commander of Fort Lee, Virginia, a garrison commander similar to a city manager. And we were working through the base realignment and closure proposal of the year 2005, and I'm sure many of you recall that time. There were many anxious times not knowing whether Fort Lee would survive and remain a viable installation or whether it would be closed. When the BRAC proposal became law in November of 2005, the decision was made not to close Fort Lee, but to keep it open as a viable installation. We doubled in our footprint and almost tripled in our physical populations there. In all the work that was done, the surrounding communities, and there were 6, inclusive of our Chamber of Commerce partners, played an integral role in the huge success that occurred, supporting not only the surrounding municipalities, but the civilian and military workforce and families working and living in the communities they served. So in preparing my remarks tonight, I wanted to learn more about your chamber and the city of Beaumont that you support. And so to that end, I did what any good person with an iPhone would do. I Googled you. And as they say, you can learn a lot from surfing the web. And indeed, there is much happening here in Beaumont, and that is a very good thing. So as I continued my enlightenment on your website, I came across a wonderful video that showcased much of the history of Beaumont, dating back to its early days of 1890. Your port of Beaumont, I learned, recently celebrated 100 years of operation and still going strong. That's impressive. The video's narrator talked about the discovery of oil at Spindletop and how, in an instance, Beaumont was transformed from what he termed, and I quote, a sleepy little lumber town with a natural port into an industrial giant, end quote, with expansions taking place at every level. When I saw the oil gushing, I couldn't help but find myself thinking about a sermon that a pastor in my husband's hometown of South Carolina, Bennettsville, preached one Sunday morning. The pastor's topic was called, "What a Difference a Day Makes." The pastor went on to tell the congregation about a familiar person who struck oil and soon afterwards became a millionaire. And Bill, seeing as I have the microphone, I've taken the liberty to recount the story, Texas style, with some embellishment on my part, just a wee little bit. Most in this office, or in this audience, I believe, will recall this story. It reminded me of Spindletop when oil was discovered here. Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground came a bubbling crude. Oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Kinfolk said, "Jed, move away from there. Southeast Texas is the place you ought to be." So they loaded up the truck and moved to Beaumont City. Hooah! Now, I have it on good authority that Jed told all his friends what was happening in Beaumont, and the city has grown from its 1890 census population of 3,296 people to more than 160,000 or 126,000 extraordinary citizens today. Give yourselves a hand, my friend. That's wonderful. And as they say, the rest is history. In all seriousness, I've often said that what we do in the Army, we could not do what we do inside our gates without the full support and partnership of those outside our gates. And to that end, I am eternally grateful for the support each of you give to our men and women who are serving in harm's way in places all around the globe. And that includes Beaumont and the surrounding communities where our military serve both active component and reserve component. We are total Army strong. Thank you so much for your tireless support of our military and their families. Our military live, work, and play in your communities, as do their families. And like the man I married, our military spouses are exceptionally talented and are more than willing and able to contribute their time and talent to your work organizations. Thank you for hiring them. Thank you for supporting them and their soldier in all that they do. It is truly greatly appreciated. My friends, it is absolutely exciting news to hear about what is happening at the Port of Beaumont today. The port is an absolute jewel and certainly no stranger to us in the military. The Army, with the 842nd Transportation Battalion, and they posted our colors tonight, has been a customer for more than 60 years, and I know you know that. And by customer, I do mean partner and friend. 60 years is a long time, and we're grateful for that. I'd like to recognize not only that battalion, but all of the military men and women who may be in this audience tonight. While we're acknowledging the Transportation Battalion, let me take a moment to recognize any and all of our veterans that we may have among us. So if you have served or are currently serving in our military, please stand and let us recognize you and your families with a round of applause. And our thanks and gratitude for your service, your commitment, and your selfless sacrifice. Thank you so much. Thank you, each and every one of you and your families. Thank you so much. I noted on the 1st of October a news release indicating that the Port of Beaumont again marked a record year in revenue and cargo volume. For the first time in the Port of Beaumont's 103 years history, more than 6.5 million tons of cargo passed through the facility's terminals, and operating revenues increased 42% over previous years. Wow, again, that is a tremendous accomplishment. You truly are an economic engine. No doubt this will have an incredible economic impact to this city in the many, many years to come. And again, I commend the leadership for your hard work, your commitment, and your vision. As with any major endeavor, it could not have happened without a strong team. Again, together everyone achieves more. So in my last official Army position, my team and I had several major responsibilities. One key aspect was managing the Army's infrastructure on all of our active, guard, and reserve installations, 156 installations located around the globe, and several thousand reserve component training centers. We continually concerned ourselves with the resilience and security of our posts, camps, and stations. It is wonderful to learn that this fall, the Port of Beaumont will be ramping up its infrastructure, resiliency, and security improvement projects to help sustain its unprecedented economic growth. All of this I believe, speaks volume to my theme, a celebration of commitment, collaboration, and teamwork. Partnerships with our military are so vitally important to us. Transporting and delivering military equipment at the Port of Beaumont, which operates as one of the top 5 busiest ports in the country, is key to enhancing not only global trade as the #1 economic engine in Southeast Texas, hardworking, ordinary men and women who are making extraordinary contributions on a daily basis. I want to urge each of us to tell that story. Tell it to any and everyone who come in your midst. For surely there are so many good things that are happening right here in your city and your area. And I believe that no one can tell your story like you can. I want to thank this Chamber of Commerce and all of its members for everything you do in support of the economic viability of Beaumont, Texas. And on this night, each of us in this room should celebrate and feel good about your many, many accomplishments, your many, many successes. Without a doubt, your hard work, commitment, collaboration, and teamwork is paying off in a mighty way. And so, as I look around this room tonight, it is clear to me that each and every one of you, no matter whether you're industry, academia, military, or other community partners, each of you matter. Each of you matter. Simply put, the economic growth and viability of this city, this community, this region is a direct result of each of you and your magnanimous efforts, and you ought to feel very good about it. I want you to turn now to your neighbor. And it doesn't matter, turn to your neighbor and look him or her in their beady eyes. Turn to your neighbor on the left and say these words. You ready? I need you, and you need me. Turn to your other neighbor and tell him or her, we need each other. Give yourselves a hand. May God bless each of you, Team Beaumont. May God bless each of our families and our soldiers who are serving in harm's way up around the globe. May we vow never to forget our fallen comrades, our wounded warriors, and those not yet accounted for. And may God continue to bless these, the United States of America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Come on, we can do better than that. Let's give her a great round of applause. And we want to thank you for taking the time out to come and talk to us in Beaumont City. Thank you.
So before we go on, Gary, come on up here. I want to do this, and I know you probably want me to do this. I want to recognize our 2019-2020 Board of Directors, thinking that their names are up on the screen right now. Thank you very much for your leadership and your direction as we keep going forward. As many of you have heard me say maybe multiple times, we couldn't do what we do without the fantastic support that we get from our many volunteers.
In the past, we have held a separate event for the purposes of recognizing special contributions for the past year, really for everything except the Spindletop Award. I would prefer to recognize them at our largest and most prestigious event. So let's get going. Pam, if you'll come.
My name is Pam Trosclair, and I'm the immediate past chairman of the Chamber's Ambassador Program. I'm pleased to introduce to you our Ambassadors of the Year for both 2018 and 2019. We have over 40 individuals in the Ambassador Program, and they all support the Chamber by volunteering at events and talking to members about their Chamber experience. If you were escorted to your table tonight, that was one of our ambassadors. We also have a good time while we're doing the ambassador stuff. We determine the Ambassador of the Year based on a point system. I won't get into all of that, but the more you're involved, the more points you get. We also are divided into 4 teams, and I will also announce the Team of the Year. Without further ado, the 2018 Ambassador of the Year is Laura Cressman from Candlewood Suites. The 2018 Ambassador Team of the Year was the Millennium Falcon. Our theme that year was Star Wars. And up here you'll see the team members. Was I on that team? No. Okay, now to 2019. The Ambassador of the Year for 2019 is, again, Laura Cressman.
My goodness, thank you. Yes.
And the Team of the Year for 2019 was not my team. It was the Powerhouse team. And our theme this year were Beaumont landmarks. So Powerhouse team chose Entergy as their team logo. Thank you to all of our ambassadors, and congratulations to our 2018 and 2019 Ambassador of the Year and to our Ambassador Teams of the Year.
Hello. My name is Emily Bracken, and I am the 2018 Volunteer of the Year. I was actually 8 months pregnant with my last whenever I received the reward. So it only makes sense that I would be 9 months pregnant with my next. I am pleased to introduce to you our Volunteer of the Year for 2019. This award is determined by the Chamber staff, who better to know the person that has helped them so much the previous year. I am honored to have received the last Volunteer of the Year award, and I'm equally honored to introduce my friend, my Leadership Beaumont classmate and teammate from the best class ever of class 2015, Lee Potter, as the 2019 Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you, baby.
Good evening. My name is Sharita Gardner, and I am the chair for the Southeast Texas Young Professionals Organization this year. I am pleased to present the first time ever award for the Young Professional of the Year. The Southeast Texas Young Professionals Organization has seen its membership swell to almost 200 individuals. I'm happy that the Chamber wants to recognize a young professional for his or her achievements this year and for their volunteerism. I am pleased to announce Rebecca Maxwell is this year's Young Professional of the Year.
Good evening, I'm April Tolbert. I am honored that my business, April Tolbert Insurance Agency, was the recipient of the 2018 Small Business of the Year Award. So I am pleased to be up here tonight presenting this award to all of you and to this well-deserving recipient. There are many, many businesses that have been nominated for this award, and this is a very competitive award. We get a lot of nominations every year, and so of course after much review, by the way, the past recipients, you can go to the Chamber's website and you can see all of the businesses that have received this award in the past as well. But I am honored to present this year's Small Business of the Year Award to G&G Enterprises Construction Corporation. I am also going to be presenting tonight the Startup of the Year Award. You know, it takes a lot of courage to go out on your own and to start something new, something that you're passionate about. And we look at many businesses for this award as well, but ultimately we decided tonight to recognize the 2019 Startup of the Year goes to TMC Cleaning Services.
Oh, hey. I'm Charlie Foxworth. I'm the current Small Business Person of the Year. If any of you know me, this is with some reluctance that I pass this along, but only in this situation would I pass this to Mr. Earl Frost of American Personnel and Temps.
Ladies and gentlemen, now for our final award of the night. The Spindletop Award is the highest honor that the Greater Beaumont Chamber of Commerce can award. It is my pleasure to share with you a brief video that illustrates some of the many reasons that we are proud to present this award to this evening's honorees.
President Theodore Roosevelt predicted, "No single material work which remains to be undertaken on this continent is as of such consequence to the American people as the Panama Canal." As he predicted, the canal became the greatest engineering project in the history of the world. When the canal was completed in 1914, it revolutionized the shipping industry, not only for trade between the east and west coasts of the Americas, but worldwide. In much the same way, a proposed project to increase the capacity of the canal again impacted world trade, and with it, the future of Jefferson County and all of southeast Texas. The increased size of the canal would accommodate tankers too large to traverse many U.S. waterways. To remain competitive, U.S. ports would be compelled to provide deeper and wider waterways to accommodate the gigantic new ships. Former Jefferson County Judge Carl Griffith was among the first to begin the push for deepening and widening the Sabine-Neches waterway.
The lifeblood of the community has always been the channel. It's what creates the majority of the jobs here. Senator Burnson, Representative Ritter, I think Congressman Lamson, just a whole litany of people worked to get our channel deepened, but it was something that I saw was absolutely a necessity for our community because it was the thing that has always made our community thrive. Every time we needed deepening, those things usually take about 25 years. And it's not a sprint or a marathon, it's a relay, because typically people don't go through a whole process of 25 years, starting with Tom Jackson and then Randy Reese, who's been there for the majority of time that we've done that, with Paul Beard kind of guiding the board. You know, and finally at the end of the relay has been Jeff Brannick. Any step of that way, if particularly the county judge had said it's not important anymore, we would have lost the project. We're truly, truly blessed that there's been a great relay and the people have taken each one of the leaders through that 23 years, I guess it is, has taken the baton and run with it.
With encouragement and assistance from Texas State Representatives Joe DeSotel, Representative Alan Ritter, and State Senator David Burnson, House Bill 1984 was passed. This legislation proposed uniting all of the ports in Jefferson County into one district for the first time, providing shared interest in increasing the viability of the ports. With strong support from Jefferson County, the bill passed and was approved by the citizens of Jefferson County. The newly defined district, formerly known as the Beaumont Navigation District, became the Sabine-Neches Navigation District. In 1997, U.S. Senators Graham and Hutchison helped pass legislation authorizing a one-year reconnaissance study to determine the feasibility, scope, and local support for a channel from the Gulf of Mexico, which was 40 feet deep and 400 feet wide, to be deepened up to 10 feet and widened by 100 feet. The senators publicly commended Judge Griffith for his leadership. Financial support for the study was provided by the Port of Beaumont, the City of Beaumont, and Jefferson County. One local company also made a financial contribution, Bill Scott's EconoRail, that subsequently became Trans Global Solutions. The following year, Judge Griffith appointed Paul Beard and C.L. Sonny Sherman as commissioners for the Navigation District. Paul Beard was selected to be the chairman. The commissioners immediately accelerated the push for deepening and widening of the waterway. While emphasizing the future of the waterway, they began improvements that included work on the Taylor's Bayou saltwater barrier, replacing the 80-year-old floodgates and building a new control tower. In 2005, Tom Jackson, the general manager of the district, passed away unexpectedly, and the board selected Randall Reese to become the executive director and CEO. From that day forward, Director Reese, Chairman Beard, and the commissioners relentlessly pursued the project with innumerable trips to Washington, D.C. and Austin to gain the support necessary for the project to become a reality. Jefferson County Judge Jeff Brannick was elected in 2010 and threw his full support behind the project.
When I first came to the county in 2007, I began to work closely with Randy Reese and the commissioners of the Navigation District and began to learn of the importance of our waterway. Unfortunately, the depth of our channel had not been increased in 50 years, and the Navigation District was working on a feasibility study with the United States Army Corps of Engineers to seek a chief's report that would authorize the deepening of the channel. Randy Reese had done an outstanding job lining up the economics and the cost-benefit analysis that needed to be done in order to make a compelling case to the Office of Management and Budget. The project now has appropriations to support the beginning of the project, and those should begin very shortly here in the next few weeks, and we are absolutely ecstatic about it. I want to express my deepest gratitude and congratulations to the Sabine Neches Navigation District, Randy Reese and his board and staff. They've done an outstanding job moving this project further, and it's going to make it a great day and for years to come in Jefferson County.
Finally, in November of 2018, the United States Congress approved funding for the Sabine Neches Waterway, and President Donald J. Trump declared the Sabine Neches Waterway an energy dominance location. June 29, 2019 marked the end of a 22-year effort to begin the deepening project, when the Sabine Neches Navigation District and the United States Army Corps of Engineers signed a project partnership agreement that signaled the imminent beginning of construction. Impact on the economy of Jefferson County and all of Southeast Texas will be enormous. It is estimated that the $1.2 billion project will bring trillions of dollars in economic impact, 128,000 permanent jobs, and a multitude of new construction projects. Teddy Roosevelt and his administration saw the need for the Panama Canal and made it happen. The Sabine Neches Navigation District and the Jefferson County Commissioners took note of a changing world and acted. They fought for 22 years, and they will long be remembered for the tenacity and perseverance that made this project a reality. Energy dominance means jobs and greater national security for all. The Port of Beaumont and the Port of Port Arthur are already acknowledged as vital military assets to our country. Thanks to all the men and women who kept working and believing in our future. Southeast Texas is still the energy capital of the world.
Somebody move my page. I ask now that Bill Scott, Chairman and CEO of TransGlobal Solutions Incorporated, last year's Spindletop honoree, to join me at the podium to present this award.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My wife said I could say anything I wanted to tonight as long as it was quick and succinct. And after 39 and a half years, I've learned to listen to and follow directions. Good evening to all of you. We at TGS want to once again thank the Chamber for choosing us for this honor last year. The deepening and widening project for our waterway is, as the video said, very significant for Southeast Texas region and our local economy. Without the leadership of the Navigation District, this project could never be completed. The district has defied every step of the way for this project to ever get to the point it is now. The Navigation Commissioners and staff have done a superb job, and after many years of hard work, the final goal is now in sight. They need to be congratulated. And receiving the Spindletop Award from the Chamber of Commerce is a fitting way for the community to recognize the district's achievement. I now want to ask that representatives of the district come forward. And thank you. And I want to award the Sabine Neches Navigation District Board Chair Paul Beard and Executive Director and CEO Randall Reese the Spindletop Award. Congratulations, gentlemen, on a job well done. Please accept our thanks for your hard work, courage, and commitment to Southeast Texas.
Bill, got just a second. First thing I'd like to do tonight is to thank Bill and his brother Dick. Dick, are you here? Is he here? He's not here. Bill and Dick have been with us since 2000 in lockstep and have helped us at every step. Bill's walked the halls with me, and he's been there every time I called. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Paul and I are honored tonight to receive the 2019 Spindletop Award on behalf of the Sabine-Neches Navigation District. We would like to thank the Beaumont Chamber of Commerce for the recognition and for hosting such an outstanding event. A famous coach once said, "It's not about the one, it's about the team." It has taken more than 2 decades for the Navigation District to authorize, fund, and begin construction on the deepening of the Sabine-Neches waterway. There have been countless individuals who have helped us along the way. We are blessed to have some of the most prestigious, dedicated, and hardworking elected officials in Southeast Texas. They have been instrumental in advancing our cause. Here's just a few, if you would hold your applause. Congressman Randy Weber, Congressman Brian Batman, State Senator Brandon Creighton, State Representative Dade Phelan, State Representative Joe Desautels, State Senator David Burnson, State Senator Carl Parker. If you would give them applause. I would like to commend and thank the Jefferson County Commissioners for their vision and understanding of the importance of this project. Commissioner Eddie Arnold, I don't know if y'all are here or not. If you are, stand for recognition. Commissioner Eddie Arnold, Commissioner Bo Alfred, Commissioner Brent Weaver, and Commissioner Shane Senegal. Thank you. I would be remiss not to mention some of our partners along the way. We often say that the Sabine-Neches waterway is the best kept secret in the United States. I would like to thank the following people. Chris Fisher, Port of Beaumont. I know Chris is here. Larry Kelly, Port of Port Arthur. Captain Jackie Toomey, the United States Coast Guard. She's been here for 2 tours. Thank you, Jackie. Captain Charlie Tweedle and the Sabine pilots. The Sabine pilots are extremely important to our operation because we have to build a waterway to meet their criteria, and they have been with us the entire time and still are, and we appreciate them. I'm glad that Paul is up here with me so that I can recognize him for his steadfast leadership at the Navigation District. I think it is fair to say that this has been a lifetime commitment for you, Paul. You kept this project on course for decades. I'm proud of you, and I'm proud to have worked with you. Paul chairs an outstanding board of commissioners. I would like to stand in recognition of them. Vice Chairman Ken Duhan. Ken, you're here? Yeah. Treasurer Rick Lewis is here at our table. There's Rick. Secretary Joe Johnson could not be with us tonight. And Commissioner Vernon Pierce. Vernon? I don't get to recognize our staff nearly enough as I should. The men and women of the Navigation District work day in and day out to ensure that we maintain and secure the best waterway in the nation. For such a small group, they play an oversized role. Please stand to be recognized, and if you would, hold your applause. Matthew Kaufman, Deputy Director. Please stand. Kristen Meehan, Executive Manager. Larry Fountain, Operations Manager. Elizabeth West, Operations Officer Manager. The ones that could not attend, Rand Wobble, Receptionist. Lockkeeper Jean Claude Butler, and James Wobble. Thank you. Thank you. We also had the support of a committee of impeccable groups of consultants. Consultants we had, I'd like to, if you would hold your applause, I'd like for them to stand as I talk to them. Milam Mabry, Governmental Consultants, Washington. Ben Barnes could not be with us, Governmental Consultant, Washington. Keith Strama, Governmental Consultant, Austin. David Miller and Associates, Economic Advisors. Harris DeVille and Associates, National Public Relations. Burrow Global Engineering and HDR Engineering. Thank you. We've had two county judges who have worked tirelessly and traveled all over the country to meet with people and advocate for this project. I first like to recognize former county judge Carl Griffith. For being a great champion of the Navigation District, the Deepening Project, and Jefferson County. I'm proud to have worked with you, Carl, on this for so many years, and I am even prouder to call you a dear friend. Thank you, Carl. And lastly, on our current county judge, Jeff Brannick. This project has needed persistence, passionate and patient advocacy, and you embody that in every way. Your love for and belief in Jefferson County is contagious, and we're blessed to have you at the helm. Judge Brannick has walked the halls with me in Washington and in Austin, and has been in lockstep with us through this entire process. Thank you, Judge Brannick. The Sabine Natchez Waterway directly or indirectly improves the life of every Jefferson County resident. The greatest asset we have in Jefferson County is our people. I can confidently say that this accomplishment would not have been possible without the unwavering support of everyone in this room and beyond. There's one other person I'd like to mention. That is Tom Jackson. I worked with Tom for about 2 years. He was a great advocate for the waterway. He was a great Texan and a great American. We are honored tonight to have with us Kathleen Jackson. Kathleen is still an advocate of the waterway. and I think always will be. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you again for this tremendous honor. The Sabine-Neches Navigation District looks forward to serving you all the best of our ability as we continue to grow and provide opportunity for the region. Thank you.
Well, I think Randy just about said it all, so I just want to say that it's been a great honor for me to have participated in this project for all this time and worked with all of these fine folks that Randy has mentioned here. Randy had retired. He was taking life easy. He wasn't looking for a job. But a job came looking for Randy, and we're so fortunate that that he was willing to step up and take it, and he has done a magnificent job. I cannot imagine how anyone could have done better than Randy Reese. He's a fine man, and I'm so happy to call him a friend. And I want to echo all of the thanks that he expressed to everyone here, and just hope that each and every one of you benefit greatly from this project that we've been working on, and I believe you will. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to Paul and Randy and the men and women of the Sabine-Neches Navigation District. Thank you for your many contributions to the economy of Southeast Texas and the world. Before we conclude, I hope that you were able to see just how many long-standing members we highlighted earlier. I want to personally thank them for their continued support of our organization. Lastly, I want to thank our staff, our sponsors, our volunteers, bandos for a great meal. I guess we can call them victuals since we were referenced to the Beverly Hillbillies. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance this evening. Travel safely. You are adjourned.